Zoom will have you click OK. All right, here we go. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, especially on a sunny Saturday. So Tricia and I are really, really excited to take you through some fun recipes that are hopefully going to set you up for success for healthy living as a lifestyle. So Tricia and I are both healthy living enthusiasts, and one of the ways that we get to serve others is by sharing our experience. And a lot of times that's in the kitchen, because when you're empowered in the kitchen, that helps you just take the next step towards becoming the healthiest you. We all have room for improvement, myself included. So I love to learn from other people. And so Tricia's going to teach me today, and I'm going to hopefully teach her and the rest of you guys just some fun and easy ways to incorporate healthy living into your life. So we are going to be demonstrating 4 recipes using the Arbonne protein powder. If you guys are not familiar with that yet, I'll just give you the very quick high level, why we love it, why we recommend it, why we use it, why we feed it to our kids. And then we're going to hop right into our little demo today. So I found Arbonne. So I'm a health and fitness coach, have been for over 20 years. And about 7 years ago, I went on a hunt to try to find a protein powder that I could use for myself, feed to my kids, and recommend to friends and clients. And I was looking for something that did not have chemicals or fake sugars, or it didn't taste like cardboard or chalk, something that would actually be enjoyable, not like plug your nose and chug it kind of thing. And it took me forever. I really did not think it would be that hard of a process, but it really took me about a year. When I found Arbonne, it was just because somebody shared a sample with me, and I'm like, where has this been all my life? This is exactly what I've been seeking. So it's vegan, European Union approved, sustainably sourced, all the ingredients and everything. The company has its own recycling program. So really, really awesome. We love to share it. It's a really wonderful way to add protein. So one of the things that's tough is to get enough protein in the day. A lot of times people don't eat enough, period, but a lot of times it's usually eating too many, maybe carbs and fats, but not enough protein. So this is a great way to balance it out. So I'm going to turn it over to Tricia. She's going to share our first recipe for today.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Tricia Fisher. If you didn't catch it before when Joan and I were speaking, I'm in Issaquah, Washington, and it's sunny today, which just puts a smile on my face. So I am a wellness coach, and I have just been passionate my whole life about fitness and nutrition. I love working with all types of people and just helping them step into a healthy living lifestyle that is fun and flavorful. And my Arbonne story is similar to Joan's in that I was looking for a plant-based protein. However, I spent 2 years looking, trying and tossing them until I found Arbonne and absolutely fell in love with the protein, and just loved the taste, loved that it wasn't filled with a bunch of crap. And now I am an independent consultant with Arbonne and trying to share the love. So the first recipe that I'm going to show you, it's blueberry almond overnight oats. And I don't know if any of you are going to try and make along with me. If I'm going too fast, please ask me to slow down. But I made one last night. And so this is what it looks like when it's all done. And I'm going to take the camera off me and get it down to my counter in the jar. And then the recipe calls for half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again, I don't measure. And then 1 to 2 tablespoons of almond butter. And a splash of vanilla. And you guys, I got ahead of myself here, so I'm not making this exactly like the recipe calls, and I did last night. I put the protein in too soon. How the recipe calls, and it'll still turn out just fine, but it recommends that you mix the cinnamon and the vanilla and the almond butter, which I hadn't done until I made this recipe, that you stir that all up with the oats and the milk, and then you add the protein pudding, but it'll still work out this way. So then the next thing you do is layer in blueberries. And I'm using frozen. You can use fresh or frozen. And that's about a third of a cup of blueberries. And then the final step is to just sprinkle on some sliced almonds. And then you just cover it and you refrigerate it overnight, and you can actually refrigerate it for several days. And you just have a complete healthy meal. With the oats, you have a healthy carb. The protein is your healthy protein. And then with the sliced almonds and the almond butter, you have a healthy fat. So it's a full, complete meal. And it is so delicious.
Well, I'm glad I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Did you know I left? No?
I wasn't sure if I froze or if you.
Oh my gosh. I just sat there. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. But apparently, because I'm also on my phone, it connected through my phone. So we didn't all lose the Zoom meeting.
Oh, good.
I'm just very grateful for technology, and I'm not going to complain about it at all. Okay, you guys, so you should see two of me. Yes, we're good. All right, so we're going to jump into my recipe next, which is creamy banana pancake oatmeal. Pretty excited about this one. So I love oatmeal because it's high in fiber and it helps you feel full all day long. But a lot of times people say like, oh, I'm so healthy, I had oatmeal for breakfast. I'm like, cool, what did you put in it? And they say usually fruit and nuts. And that is great. Those are all really healthy things, but there is no protein component in that. And especially at breakfast, we want to start our day with a balance. So protein, fat, and carbs, right? Okay, so what I'm going to show you is a way to balance out that meal with protein. So I usually keep all my things like in very convenient containers with scoopers in them. So I don't have to be hunting for, the measuring cup when it comes time to make a recipe. So I have a half a cup of oatmeal. And then I'm going to take 2 scoops of our banana pancake protein powder. So I was not sure what to expect from this flavor. So just so you guys know, if you're not familiar, we have chocolate and vanilla and coffee all the time. Those are our 3 main flavors. And then every once in a while, our bun surprises us with some limited time flavors. And right now we actually have 2. We have a raspberry truffle and this banana pancake. And the raspberry truffle I love for desserty type things. And then obviously banana pancake is delicious for breakfasty type things. So what I'm going to do is take the dry powder and mix it in with my oatmeal. And then I'm going to take a banana, a fresh banana, and it can be a little soft. That is totally fine. And I'm going to place that dry banana right on top and then pour a little bit of water. I don't usually measure, but today I put it in a measuring cup so that I could tell you guys. All right, here we go. I'm mixing in, I guess I could have waited to put my banana in there until I mixed. Doesn't really matter, but I am probably going to use about a half a cup of the liquid today. The protein will absorb a lot of the liquid, and so will the oats. All right, and then on top just goes my full banana and a handful of blueberries. Then I'm going to pop this in the microwave for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I will be right back. All right. So a couple of notes about just oatmeal as a breakfast in general. So I love that we can do overnight oats. You don't even have to cook them, right? So the oatmeal will just absorb the liquid that you put on top. I usually like almond milk, oat milk, cashew milk, some sort of milk alternative to absorb into the oats. They're just a wonderful way to get a really healthy carb. You're okay, honey. She's like bending down so she doesn't be on my screen. It's all good. But it is important that we do get carbohydrates to start our day. So just as it's important to balance out with protein, it's also important to balance out with carbohydrates because they are not bad. Carbs are not a 4-letter word. Could you let him out, please? Our brains need them to function. We need carbs for energy. It's just a really important concept to really balance it out. And then we're going to put fat on top as well. And so today we're going to be using for my banana pancake, we're going to be using some pecans on top. So that will be my healthy fat. All right. Any questions so far while we wait for my microwave to beep and then I finish up this recipe?
Is the banana pancake protein gluten-free?
Everything Arbonne is gluten-free. Everything is gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, whey-free, low on the glycemic index, kosher. I mean, pretty much what you're looking for is is Arbonne. Yes. So yes, definitely gluten-free.
Hey,
Okay.
Joan, what's the alternative for pecans? Because my daughter's allergic to nuts.
Okay, so seeds are good. Can she do seeds?
Hmm.
So sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds would be a great way to add a little bit of a crunch and
Yeah.
a healthy fat option. So can she do, so like sunseed butter, and then the other one too would be like, you could add some coconut oil into your oatmeal. It'll kind of give it a more creamy texture, kind of if you put like an almond butter, but as an alternative, coconut oil would be a good one. Does that help?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so everything, I think you guys can see here, is cooked. And so now all I'm gonna do is mash it up and mix it up and add just a little bit of my cashew milk or whatever milk alternative on top. And so you guys, this is, you think of old-fashioned oatmeal and your mom probably put it on the stove for like 30 minutes. It probably boiled over. It was probably a headache, and then it gets stuck to the pan and you spend 30 minutes washing it. It does not have to be like that. So in 1 minute and 30 seconds, I have a healthy, delicious, yummy, filling breakfast for myself or my kids. And it took me 1 minute and 30 seconds. So here we go. And I'm just going to top it with my pecans or whatever type of nuts that you want. And there we go. Banana pancake oatmeal with blueberries. All right, Tricia.
That looks delicious.
Yes.
So good. All right. So the second recipe I'm going to make is the chocolate chip cookie dough shake. And I love that that you guys are getting exposed to some recipes other than shakes, but had to share this one because it's really yummy. I like it at breakfast, but again, it would make for a healthy treat or dessert if you wanted it. So start with, let me move my camera again. So you will start with a cup of your dairy-free milk. Again, I'm using almond milk. And then you're gonna add 1 scoop of the Arbonne chocolate protein. And I had them pre-measured. They don't just come out like this. 1 scoop of the vanilla. When you measure your protein, you do want to measure it like flour and level it off. Let's see. Then just a tablespoon of almond butter. And a tablespoon of cacao nibs or chocolate chips. I found these amazing nibs at a local chocolate shop here that recently opened. Calls for tablespoon. I just eyeball. If you don't have cacao nibs, you can use chocolate chips. And my chocolate chip of choice is this Enjoy Life. They're dairy-free, allergy-free. I think it's just chocolate and some sugar, just 2 ingredients. And then, so that's it. Then you're gonna add ice if you want, but my preference is frozen riced cauliflower. You get a little extra nutrients, and it seems to blend up a little smoother than ice. And I'm going to just mute out real quick while I blend for a couple seconds.
While Trish is muting out really quick, you guys, frozen riced cauliflower is such a great alternative to ice in any shake because you can't taste it. And it blends up really nice and creamy, and you're getting the extra fiber and nutrients from the cauliflower. I know it sounds weird, but I promise it's good.
Yeah, I lots of times will also add spinach to mine. I didn't today so that it would look prettier. But I don't know if you guys can see the color, and it is super delicious. It does taste like chocolate chip cookie dough, but but I typically would throw in spinach just for the extra greens. It does turn it a funky color, but it still tastes good. And back over to you, Joan, for our final recipe.
Sounds good. Tricia, we had a question. Where is that shop that you were mentioning?
Oh, it's Fortunato, and it is on Gilman. It's in Issaquah. If you're familiar with, now I'm forgetting the name of the restaurant.
Flowering.
Let me think. Oh, the Gas Lamp. Thanks, honey. It's it's next to the Gas Lamp restaurant. If you're familiar with that, where that is, there's a whole bunch of businesses and like a business park, and that's a tiny little shop. They give out free hot chocolate every time you walk in the door.
Oh, I've seen that sign. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it's all organic and straight from Peru.
Oh, very cool. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to run through my final recipe with you today, which is a mocha almond smoothie bowl. And I will also be using cacao nibs, but mine just come from, I think just Safeway. I could be wrong on that, or maybe even Amazon. I get a lot of things like that on Amazon. All right, so today's recipe. So you guys have heard of an acai bowl before. This concept is pretty popular. Acai to me is okay. It's got lots of antioxidants and everything. It's not my favorite flavor to have every day. So I love that I can customize a bowl for myself and for my girls. But some days it could be, you know, a vanilla flavor, you know, vanilla with maybe some fruit added, or maybe some days it's a banana pancake bowl. We used to have a pumpkin spice flavor, and that kind of bowl is delicious. But today I'm going to show you mocha almond. So my favorite flavor of protein for just a regular shake is the coffee. I think it just tastes like Starbucks, but way healthier, and it fills me up and gives me energy instead of making me spike and then crash like Starbucks does. But today what I'm going to show you is in a bowl form instead. So I have half of a frozen banana already in my shake. You could alternatively use ice or frozen riced cauliflower as well. All right, 2 scoops of the coffee. So just so you guys know, 2 scoops is a serving of our bun protein, and it is peas, brown rice, and cranberries. It's got 24 vitamins and nutrients, so it's a lot, or vitamins and minerals. So I used to, before Arbonne, just have like, it's fine, I'll just have eggs and oatmeal, and that is fine, and that is a healthy breakfast, but I was actually missing out on the wide spectrum and variety of nutrition or nutrients that are in the protein powder, which is kind of a exciting thing in and of itself, since it's so quick and convenient. Okay, actually, before I do that, I'm also going to then add a tablespoon of cacao. So I don't have the bag with me currently, but I just keep everything in these containers to make it easy on myself. It's a healthier form of cocoa powder, but cocoa powder also works well. So that's the mocha part of this. And then I'm going to add about a half a cup of my cashew milk. And then, and this is the key here to making a bowl, is you don't add as much liquid as you would if you were just making a smoothie. So I am going to mute out for a sec while I blend.
While Joan's doing that, does anybody have any questions or comments?
What's the machine that Joan's using? That's pretty nifty.
I think Joan uses a magic bullet. I'll let her answer that. I use a like an individual Ninja Pro, but she does is that a magic bullet?
Yes, I love the magic bullet. I've tried lots and lots of different types of blenders. This one works well for me. I do kind of think of it as disposable though, you guys. I know how bad that sounds, but between myself and my 3 girls making shakes all the time, you know, this thing lasts us maybe 6 to 8 months, and then I just have to replace it. So, but what I love is that I have probably 20 of these things, so I don't ever have to wait to wash a giant blender if we're all making a shake in the same day. So that to me is worth the convenience. Okay, so here we go. What I love about this is, I hope you can see how.
Yeah, we can see in your second.
You can see it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just how creamy and like thick this is. It's almost like a pudding or a mousse, which, by the way, not all proteins do this, but you can just mix the Arbonne protein with water or any type of liquid and make a pudding consistency without having to blend it at all. It's one of my favorite desserts. All right, so if you guys can see, it's thick, like I can lean my bowl and it's not gonna all fall out. And then the cool part, the fun part of making a bowl is just picking your toppings, and you can make it look pretty if you want. You can blend it all in, who cares? But I'm gonna take one layer of shredded coconut on one side. I'll do my cacao nibs on one side. I will do, whoops, the almonds that I can't reach behind my computer on one side. And really, this is where you get to get really creative. But for me, I was thinking mocha almond. So that looks delicious. And then I'll show you guys the chocolate chips that I love are the Lilies. I think Tricia showed you the Enjoy Life. They're both really great alternatives to a regular chocolate chip, just a little bit healthier. So if I was going for a treat, then I would also add in a couple of those along with my cacao nibs. And there is my delicious, balanced, yummy breakfast. All right, and we are just about at time. So let's open it up for questions, you guys. Tricia, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question. When it froze at the very beginning, I think we missed the very beginning part of Trisha's. What did you cover your oats with? How much oats and what did you cover it with?
Okay, yep. So I started with 1/3 cup of oats, and then it's probably about 1/3 cup of almond milk, whatever dairy-free milk that you want to use. And you just pour enough to cover up your oats.
Okay.
So you want them to be able to soak. It's considered raw cooking. They'll raw cook in the oats. So you want all of them covered in the almond milk.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
So what we'll do is inside the event on Facebook, we will post the actual recipes so that you guys can see them, or we can individually send them to you. I apologize. I'm not sure what happened with my internet. I'm now connected to my hotspot on my phone. So I'm just, again, going to be very grateful for technology. But I wanted to show you guys, I do overnight oats as well. I love these squatty little mason jars, and this is the wide mouth. I think that is an important technique, because sometimes it's hard to be pouring things in and trying to mix with the small top mouths. But I will make these for myself and for my girls several days ahead of time. And how easy is it? Like, there's really no excuse to not eat breakfast if you already made it and it's delicious, and all you have to do is just grab it, grab and go. So hopefully you guys got some good ideas today for healthy breakfasts or snacks, and just the idea that healthy living can be fun and flavorful, and that it doesn't have to be boring or complicated. And we are here to help continue to inspire in any way that we can.
Thank you, Joan and Tricia.
Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I think someone maybe had a question.
Yeah, Tricia and I are happy to stick around. Whoever has questions, stay here. Everybody else, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Trish.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Was great.
Awesome.
I have a couple of questions on the recipes. When you guys post them, will you make sure and put like the frozen cauliflower rice as an alternative to ice, or what was the other, or like frozen banana, right? Like that's kind of the alternative.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then my other thing is that if like I know some protein powders get kind of I don't know what I want to call it, like gelatinous, or like a kind of a weird texture if you either heat them up or if you leave them after you do, like, let's just say that I were to make a protein shake, but I would wait like an hour to drink it. And just out of curiosity, how does the Arbonne protein powder kind of do like under those kind of scenarios?
Tricia, do you make yours ahead of time ever?
So as far as with the overnight oats in the pudding, the consistency is just like making it and eating it, except it's more chilled. The shake, we have made shakes overnight and they get a little thicker when they sit in the fridge, but just shaking it up before you consume it seems to work fine.
Okay.
If I'm gonna make them ahead, what I've learned is to make them not as thick as what I would want to
Okay.
consume right away, because it does thicken, but it doesn't get like gelatinous or whatever you said. It doesn't get gross.
Okay.